Basic Appraisal Principles, page 481. Unit 7, Real Estate Markets, Understanding and Analyzing. Chapter 17, Real Estate Market Analysis. Chapter 18, Highest and Best Use Analysis. Chapter 19, Other Types of Analysis. Learning Objectives. When you have finished reading the chapters in Unit 7, you should be able to identify the steps in the market analysis process. Summarize what is expected of the appraiser for each step of the market analysis process. Identify the 4 tests of highest and best use analysis and understand how this is incorporated into the market analysis process. Organize the results for these analyses as support for the valuation conclusion. Compose the results of both the market analysis and highest and best use analysis, and describe 5 other types of analysis and identify their purpose. Page 482 is blank. Page 483, Chapter 17, Real Estate Market Analysis. Page 484, Understanding how to define a real estate market is an essential piece to the appraisal process and in the reporting of the appraisal. In this chapter, we'll discuss how to define and segment a market to allow for proper market analysis, the results of which are used to summarize appraisal conclusions and determine highest and best use. See Figure 17.1. Definitions. Throughout any given workday, an appraiser will use the term market in several different situations. This commonly used term has great significance in the appraisal of real estate, so it's important for the appraiser to understand the term. Real estate market. The definition of a real estate market can be as simple as the following: the interaction of buyers and sellers who exchange real property rights for money or other assets. Or it could be more complex. Number 1, a set of arrangements in which many buyers and sellers are brought together through the price mechanism. Number 2, a gathering of people for the buying and selling of things. By extension, the people gathered for this purpose. Whether you prefer a simple or complex definition, the real estate market is the culmination of the sellers of real estate who meet with the buyers of real estate with the potential for a transaction to take place. For this transaction to occur, the buyer must have something of value, money or assets, to offer in exchange for the real estate. Figure 17.1, Real Estate Market Analysis. Summarize the subject and market characteristics. Underneath that, segment the subject's market area. Underneath that, conduct analysis using economic principles. Underneath that, summarize conclusions and determine highest and best use. Appraising Residential Properties, 4th edition, Chicago, Illinois, Appraisal Institute, January 2007. Page 485. Market area versus neighborhood versus district. Over the years, the use and intended meaning of some terms have changed, specifically when referencing a market area as a neighborhood or district. These terms each have a distinct meaning and should be used correctly so as not to mislead or cause confusion to the reader of the appraisal. Look at the following definitions to see how the three terms differ from one another. Market area, a subset in a real estate market that is made up of properties and market participants who share similar characteristics and demands, creating direct competition. Neighborhood, a geographical area with complementary land uses. District, a geographical area with a predominant land use. The correct application of these terms gains importance when completing some of the more common residential forms, such as Fannie Mae's 1004 URAR and Market Conditions Addendum to the appraisal report. The 1004 form asks for information in the neighborhood section regarding market conditions and trends. The addendum requires information about the market conditions and trends that will support the information completed in the neighborhood section of the 1004. This will be covered in more detail in future chapters and courses. Market analysis. Real estate market analysis is the study of the real estate market conditions in a defined market area through the application of economic principles to determine the effects of the changes in the market over time. Or more simply, market analysis is the process of determining forces, conditions, and characteristics of a market. Market conditions. Market conditions are defined as characteristics of the market, such as interest rates, employment levels, vacancy levels, and demographics, which means population. Purpose of a market analysis. The purpose for conducting a market analysis is to follow the chain of influence and uncover trends in the market area, such as the following. See figure 17.2. What market conditions in the market are influencing real estate values? What market forces, for instance, social, economic, governmental, environmental, are influencing real estate values? How do these market forces and conditions influence the actions of buyers, sellers, and other market participants? For instance, owners/users, owners, developers, builders, rehabilitators. How are the participants' actions influencing the supply and demand of real estate? How are the trends of supply and demand and other economic principles influencing the values of real estate.